of the people of the state in accessing electricity. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has inaugurated the Odatiwa meters, kickstarting electricity mass metering program across the state. The governor stated that the initiative will put an end to arbitrary and inflated electricity bills. He emphasized the significance of the initiative in ensuring a transparent, fair, and efficient electricity supply system, stressing that accurate metering is not only a technical necessity but a fundamental right for all consumers. The governor announced that the state is preparing for an ambitious venture into power generation, transmission, and distribution.
This initiative represents a crucial step in our commitment to ensuring that every citizen of Ondo State benefits from a reliable and equitable electricity billing system. Accurate metering is not just a technical necessity, but a fundamental right for all consumers. Our goal is to eliminate the uncertainties, seeming opacity, and discrepancies that have previously plagued the billing process. The Odatiwa meter is not merely a tool, but a symbol of our determination to bring about a fair and transparent energy sector.
Thank you, sir. Excellency. Let me pass. Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Aiyedatiwa was speaking during the launch of meters for Ondo State residents. As part of efforts to deepen health coverage and reduce out-of-pocket payment for healthcare, Ondo State government has flagged the Orange Health Insurance Scheme for residents in the informal sector. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa at the ceremony said his administration would continue to provide sustainable health care financing. Saeed Aribisala reports that those captured in this scheme are traders, artisans, transport workers, and farmers.
Enjoy the moment. Since the takeoff of the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, several schemes and interventions targeted at pregnant women, children, elderly, people with disabilities, and government workers have been initiated. The latest is the Orange Health Insurance Scheme targeted at residents of Ondo State in the informal sector, including farmers, traders, drivers, artisans, motorcyclists, and other organized groups. The flag-off of the health insurance scheme for the informal sector is an epochal event that attracted stakeholders in the informal sector, health experts, and development partners. Director General, Ondo State Contributory Health Commission, Dr. Abiodun Oyenenyi, said the scheme is a pragmatic way to strengthen dwindling health indices as it affords the targeted beneficiary to worry less whenever health challenges surface. Oyenenyi noted that the informal sector package include medical services, surgical services, optical services, dental services, obstetrics and gynecology, physiotherapy, supply of drugs and medications, laboratory and imaging.
The remarkable success achieved by the Ondo State Contributory Health Commission in such a short time, I'm sure that better days are ahead of us. It is on this proven model that we now extend oranges to the informal sector. This expansion aims to provide the same level of financial protection and access to quality health care to those in the informal sector.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who officially flagged off the scheme, reiterated his administration's commitment to ensuring access to affordable health care for all residents.
Our gathering marks a pivotal moment in our journey towards attainment of universal health coverage. With the launch of Oranges for the informal sector, our administration has again demonstrated our unwavering commitment to sustainable healthcare financing and to the health and well-being of every resident in Ondo State.
The leadership of market women, artisans, cocoa farmers, and workers in the transport sector of the state, whose on-the-spot said the intervention is a testament to the people-oriented governance of Governor Ayedatiwa.
Health is wealth, and this is all about our health for us, so that we'll spend minimal amounts in taking care of ourselves.
I've heard a lot about the program from my government workers that they said is a very beneficial program.
Every one of us in Nigeria, not even Nigeria, in the whole world, health is very important.
For us to increase productivity and maintain the health status of our people, there is need for this kind of insurance.
Development partners from the World Health Organization, International Labour Organization, Development Agenda for Western Nigeria Commission, and Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohere, commended Ondo State for advancing universal health coverage.
The National Health Insurance Authority remains committed to the journey for universal health coverage. And I'm particularly excited that Ondo State is aiming to cover 70% of its entire population by 2027.
The Ondo State Contributory Health Commission says its vision is to cover at least 70% of the entire population and be among the top 5 states with the highest health insurance coverage in the country by year 2027. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Secondary school principals in all government-owned schools in the state have been warned against collecting unauthorized fee from students seeking admission into public primary and secondary school. The Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Laulu Akindolire, stated that government will clamp down on any individual or school found wanting of such offence. Joy Pius brings us more.
Following findings that some school heads are imposing additional levies beyond those officially approved by the Ondo State government for the ongoing 2024 admission process, a policy has been enforced to checkmate their excesses. According to the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Laulu Akindolire, the Ondo State government is committed towards alleviating the financial burden on parents, which led to the ban of public schools from selling uniforms and textbooks directly to students. Akindolire emphasized that principals are required to provide lists of the needed requirements to parents to have them purchased independently, while encouraging parents to report any violations of the new policy.
Schools are resuming next week, and we are doing everything possible for a hitch-free resumption and running of the school session. We have already circulated the list of collectibles. It's not school fees, it is just collectibles that are meager for smooth running of the schools and the students. Principals should desist from charging illegal fees. We don't want any principal to burden our parents with illegal fees. Ondo State is senior secondary school education. Ondo State is free, but we have few items for which the parents have to pay, which we refer to as approved collectibles. Any principal that collects any illegal fees or collecting payment for uniform or textbooks, any principal that engages in this unholy act will be disciplined.
The Commissioner added that recruitment efforts for public school teachers is in top gear.
The result of Beke will be out before the end of the week, before the school resumes. The letters of SUBEB will come out this week. So definitely before they will resume with in the new session, the new teachers. Same for TESCOM. The process is almost concluded now.
Speaking with some of the school principals, the established guidelines are being followed since its declaration.
Discussion during our meeting with the parents, the incoming students will come with their uniform, they will come with their sandals. We don't use black sandal, they know. It's brown sandal, brown belt, cap, tie, complete uniform, ceremonial dress, and we've already have meeting with the parents. And I told them none of these items are sold in the school.
In my school, the special levy is 3,000, the robotic is 3,000. All added together with the school bus, 20,300. No any other thing is collected in the schools. And I can assure you that no school premises is selling books or selling uniform. Parents go outside to buy their books and their uniform.
The commissioner, in a bid to ensure stakeholders are carried along, met with principals of public schools across the 18 local government areas of the state to ensure strict adherence to the directive. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Meanwhile, parents in the states have described the current economic hardship as a major obstacle towards making available children's educational needs ahead school resumption. Their challenges include high cost of books, textiles, and other educational materials. Abidemi Akinrutoye now reports.
Academic activities for 2024-2025 academic session is expected to begin on Monday, 16th of September 2024. A well-prepared start to the school year is vital for achieving academic excellence and success. To this end, preparations are in top gear as parents visit bookshops and marketplaces for educational materials. Some parents decried high cost of books in the face of current economic challenges.
I'm at the bookshop, this bookshop now. See, the book that we are buying 2,000 naira, 2,500 before. Now we are buying it 8,000 naira.
When I was coming this morning, I budget 80,000 naira for the registration and other things. But when I came here, it's like the way I was seeing things, at least more, I didn't spend. I will be spending less than 100,000. So it's not easy at all.
While booksellers are complaining of low patronage, textile materials traders are hoping for an intervention.
I sat down on my seat. I'm still waiting for customer to come. We have been expecting them since beginning of. Let me say we have been expecting them since last month ending. Though we know this is a civil servant state, so we are still expecting them to come.
Though parents are coming to buy their books for their wards, but because of the present economy, things and generally books are very, very expensive these days.
In addition to other preparations, the principal test is another important aspect students focus on in the first week of resumption. The management also highlighted recent changes in government's policy on collectibles, ensuring students and parents are informed.
Sticking to the 40,000 which is approved by the government. So I've met with the staff and they are working on this. So when we resume school now, the first week we best.
We are fully prepared since the date of resumption has been set and everything is ready concerning our resumption. We've started our admission and as principal we are to interpret and government policies in our various schools.
As the countdown begins, everyone looks forward to a productive and successful session. Abidemi Akinrutoye, Osrc News.
You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, President Tinubu orders immediate evacuation of victims as flood ravaged Borno State. Please rejoin us for this and more.
Erabe má bá jà o, má bá bínú, ọ̀nà lọ́rọ̀ bá ti rẹ̀yìn ẹ̀, èjú bá jà o. ọ̀nà lọ́rùn bá ti ṣe tiẹ̀ èjú bá dà o.
Thank you very much for joining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. Ahead of the November 16 governorship election in Ondo State, women leaders from the All Progressives Congress APC in the really local government area have pledged to mobilize grassroots support for Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa during a special summit in Odeirili. The women representing the 10 wards in the council area emphasized the importance of sustaining Aiyedatiwa's achievement beyond 2025. The convener and special assistant to the governor on women mobilization, Bayo Aino, expressed gratitude for the women's support and assured them of continued good governance. Our correspondent Wahab Bankole reports.
The women leaders of the All Progressives Congress APC in Irili local government area gathered to promote the impactful governance of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa despite the early morning rain. Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Emmanuel Igbason, encouraged the women to remain steadfast in supporting the APC amid global economic challenges as the November election approaches.
This is not the end, it's the beginning to the end. On November 16, all these women, you will see them early enough in their numbers with their PVCs voting massively for Lucky Aiyedatiwa.
The convener and special assistant to the governor on women mobilization, Bayo Aino, expressed gratitude for the women's support and assured them that their interests will be prioritized. A prominent son of the council area and former APC governorship aspirant, Murayo Lebi, thanked the women for their attendance and urged them to leverage their numbers to mobilize grassroots support for Aiyedatiwa's election.
He's a very, very, very honest human being that I know personally, and I vouch for him. He's going to deliver the goods to this state. Everybody should troop out on the 16th of November to come and vote for His Excellency Lucky Aiyedatiwa, because we have to follow those who know road.
The special advisor to the governor on health, Professor Simi Odimayo, while canvassing votes for the governor, highlighted Aiyedatiwa's leadership qualities that have positively impacted governance in the state.
What we can do now is to give it more support so that we can continue to have monumental development that we're having in the state at present. And that is what we have to encourage our people.
The women unanimously committed to mobilizing support for Aiyedatiwa's continued leadership beyond 2025. Wahab Bankole, OSRC News.
The annual Amule Festival holds tomorrow in Accra, the Ondo State capital. In observance of the long-aged tradition, all markets and shops are to be closed with the exception of pharmacy shops. The festival will also not in any way restrict human and vehicular movement. According to a statement from the Deji's Palace, all heads of communities and quarters are to ensure compliance. The palace appreciates the state government for its understanding of preserving the long-standing culture. The All Progressives Congress in Kano State has chastised the leader of the new Nigeria People's Party (NPP), Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, for criticizing the method adopted by the federal government for the distribution of palliatives to ensure that the foodstuff reaches the intended beneficiaries. In a statement posted on his X handle, the chairman of the party, Abdullahi Abbas, said the federal government is committed to alleviating hunger in the country, but that the NNPP government in Kano State is frustrating the efforts. Abbas also faulted Kwankwaso for saying that the distribution exercise was solely left for the APC. He said the bipartisan committee had worked out detailed modalities for the distribution of the palliatives to prevent incidences of diversion and ensure that the beneficiaries were truly the most needy members of the public. According to him, the federal government's decision to devise a new method of sharing the palliatives is informed by President Bola Tinubu's dissatisfaction with the previous exercise. The Gombe State government has donated some foodstuff to Batch B Stream 2 corps members currently undergoing the 3-week orientation courses in Amada Oko local government area of the state. This was disclosed in a press statement signed by the Information Officer Secretary to the Government of the State Office, Joshua Danmana. Governor Yaya Inowa was represented by the Commissioner for Youth and Sport Development, Adamu Inowa. The governor said the donation is to augment the feedings of corps members at the camp and cushion the effect of the rising cost of food items. The statement disclosed that the governor also wished the corps members well, informing them that Gombe is hospitable. While receiving the items at the temporary orientation camp, the state coordinator, NYC Gombe State, Chinwe Mwachukwu, expressed gratitude to the governor for the kind gesture. And in Bauchi State, the Executive Council has confirmed that 24 people have so far lost their lives, as well as property worth over 22 billion naira destroyed due to persistent floods in 16 local government areas of the state. The council stated that it has constituted an interministerial committee to assess the damages caused by the devastating natural disaster. Speaking with journalists after the council meeting, the Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Ajara Wanka, who disclosed that the ministry is still compiling the number of the victims. Wanka also confirmed that the council has ratified the release of funds to rehabilitate damaged structures, including culverts, access roads, schools, and public buildings. She maintained that the committee's formation followed a directive from the federal government to ascertain the magnitude of the disaster which affected many states in the federation. The Commissioner for Housing and Environment, Danlami Kahuwe, announced that he had directed his ministry to crack down on structures built on waterways across the state. He said the move aimed to prevent future flood disasters, as assessments indicated that blockage of waterways exacerbated the problem. Also in Borno State, President Bola Tinubu has called for the immediate evacuation of residents in communities overtaken by floods. Tinubu, who expressed deep concern over the flooding in parts of Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, directed the relevant government agencies to expedite rescue efforts. While the relevant authorities are still assessing the damage caused by the flood, the president called for the immediate evacuation of people from the affected areas. In a statement signed by the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Nanuga, government of facilities such as the post office and the Maiduguri Teaching Hospital have been affected, along with a cemetery and a zoo, as wild animals scrambled for safety. President Tinubu assures Governor Babangana Zulum that the federal government is ready to collaborate to address the immediate humanitarian needs of the affected people. The presidential aide added that Tinubu remains committed to mobilizing federal resources to support the state during this difficult time. And now to the foreign scene. Israeli airstrikes have killed 18 people in the Syrian province of Hama, according to the state media. The attacks targeted a scientific research center and defense laboratories. Tensions between Israel and armed groups in the region have been rising in recent months. Zaid Aribisala tells us more.
This has been the reality along the Lebanon-Israel border for the past 11 months. In recent days, there's been an increase in violence between Hezbollah and Israel. The armed group has intensified its number of rocket and drone attacks, all times reaching deeper inside Israel and in areas that civilians have still not evacuated. Drones carry small quantities of explosives, but this is seen as a message at a time when Israel has intensified its strike in southern Lebanon. Israel says it intends to maintain its attack on Hezbollah's military assets until it can return tens of thousands of residents to northern Israel.
We are looking at the entire war front, and this means while you are fighting in Gaza, we are preparing for anything that can happen in the north, and moving the centre of gravity can be quick.
Israel has also been operating in Syria. Strikes on Sunday night were described as the most violent and extensive in years.
This is brutal aggression. This is barbaric aggression. At this moment, there are 18 deaths and 37 injuries. The wounded have different injuries between mild to medium, and some have critical injuries.
They are believed to have it to hit a Syrian research center used by Iran to produce precision missiles and other weapons.
The Israelis have one objective there, is to prevent the Iranians from consolidating their position in Syria. So the positioning of Iranian forces are actually a threat to Israel from their own perspective. So they've been targeting them anywhere, and they're killing all their leaders.
Lebanon's Prime Minister summoned ambassadors of Western nations for an emergency meeting as civilians are increasingly being caught in the crossfire. The government is not directly involved in the conflict, but has been trying to reduce tensions. The Israeli army has been instructed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to prepare to change the situation along the border. Its leaders have presented operational plans for Lebanon to visiting U.S. military officials, whose support will be important in any major operation. Washington has been trying to prevent a widening of the war weeks before the U.S. presidential election, but in the absence of a ceasefire in Gaza, there's little guarantee the escalating will remain controlled. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
And with that report, we conclude the news tonight. But before we go, another look at some of the top stories. We told you that in those states, Commissioner for Education, Laolu Akindolire, has issued a stern warning to school principals about collecting unauthorized fees during the 2024 admission process, emphasizing strict adherence to official guidelines. And we also brought to you that President Bola Tinubu has directed the urgent evacuation of residents from flood-affected areas in Maiduguri, Borno State, and mobilized federal resources to assist in rescue and relief efforts. That's the news tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.